Welcome everyone to Yoga Basics. Today you will want to have a strap, your block, and a chair nearby. And then just taking a few moments to prepare the body, sitting comfortably on your mat, either with the legs folded or extended out in front of you. Resting the hands in the lap, and then just closing the eyes. And turning the attention inward. Just taking a moment to notice how your body feels. Especially noting any areas of tension or tightness. And then we'll take 2 deep cleansing breaths. So take a nice big inhale through the nose. And then exhale it all out by blowing or sighing it out. One more nice big inhale. And exhale it all out. And then soften the muscles of the face. Relax the muscles of the neck. And the shoulders. And then turn the attention to the breath. Notice the inhale. And notice the exhale. And then we'll begin a nice, even breathing. Inhaling and exhaling to a count of 4. So inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4. And just continue with this nice, even breathing. If at any time it makes you lightheaded or dizzy, just go back to your own normal breathing pattern. And then we also set an intention for each practice to help remind us why we are here. So that may be a benefit you would like to receive, or just an uplifting or a positive thought or phrase. So think of an intention that you'd like to have for your practice today. And then with your next inhale, go ahead and lift your head and open your eyes. If you did have your legs crossed and you want to switch them, go ahead and do that. And then we'll begin the warm-up by turning our heads to look out over the right shoulder. And back to center. And turning to look out over the left. And back to center. Dropping the chin to the chest. And then picking the chin up towards the ceiling and jetting that lower jaw out. And coming back to center and dropping the right ear to the right shoulder. And back to center and left ear to left shoulder. And back to center. Extending the hands out in front, open and close the fingers. And then some wrist circles. And reverse. And then we're going to do another little wrist warm-up. These are called arm pretzels. So we're going to extend the arms out in front, so your thumbs are pointing up, palms facing each other. And then take your left arm, cross it over your right forearm. Rotate the hands so that your palms are now facing, or I'm sorry, your thumbs are facing down, palms still facing each other, and clasp your hands. And then bending the elbows out to the side, drop your hands down, and then circle them around so that they're next to your chest. Now, there shouldn't be any discomfort or pain or anything like that, so really pay attention to how your wrists feel. If you are okay here and you want to deepen the stretch or twist, then see if you can just slide your hands down towards your waist a little bit. And again, you're just monitoring how this feels. Good. We're just going to breathe. Good. And then circle those hands back down, extend them out, release, shake it out, and we're going to try it on the other side. So again, palms facing each other, thumbs up, cross the right forearm over the left, circle those hands so the thumbs are down, clasp. Then the elbows, drop the hands down, circle them around. Good. And breathe. Good. And then go ahead and circle those hands around, extend them out, release, shake out those hands. Maybe wiggle those wrists. Good. And then bringing the hands back down to the lap, we'll do some shrugs. And then the next time you pick the shoulders up, roll them to the back. Good. Bringing those shoulders back to neutral. So we're going to do another little kind of combining our neck and shoulder exercise. Take this right shoulder, push it forward, and then turn to look out past that right shoulder. Good. Come back to center, try it on the other side. So you're going to push the shoulder forward and then look to the left. So now you're stretching all those muscles from the shoulder into the back, those rhomboids. Good. Back to center. Let's try it once more each side. So push the right shoulder forward as you turn. See if you can look out past the shoulder. Good. Back to center and left. Bring the shoulder forward and look left. Good. Release back to neutral. And again, if you want to just wiggle it out, maybe do a couple little shrugs. And then we'll take the right hand Place it to the outside of the right hip. Inhale, sweep that left arm up, and exhale, bend to the right. And then release back to center, switch arms, inhale, and exhale left. Good. And coming back to center and coming into a twist. So left hand on the right knee. Inhale to lengthen the spine, and then exhale, bring that right hand around behind you as you turn and look to the right. Good. Release back to center, switch hands, inhale, and then exhale, turn and look to the left. Good. And then release back to center. If you did have your legs folded, then extending them out and just shake it out a little bit. And then placing the hands behind the right thigh, we'll pull the knee in and extend the leg. So warming up the lower body. Good. Next time you pull the knee in, hold it there, point and flex the foot. And then some circles. Good. And reverse. Good. And switching legs, same thing. Start warming up the thigh and the knee. And the next time you pull it in, hold it there as you point and flex. And circles. And reverse. Good. And then we'll come onto hands and knees. So if you would like to open up your blankets, go ahead and do that. So stacking the wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips, coming into our spinal warm-up of cat-cow. So we'll start with cow, lifting the chest and the sits bones, arching the spine, and then pressing into the hands as you round the back, drop the chin to the chest for cat. Inhale, back to cow. Exhale into cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Good, and again, inhale. And exhale. Good, and then bringing the spine back to neutral. We're going to do a warm-up. It's a movement that looks like bird dog, only we're going to add a little something into it. You can always just do bird dog if you like. Remember, that's that opposite arm and leg. But what we're going to do is we're going to extend the right arm, left leg. Then you're going to bend the elbow, bend the knee, have the knee in the center, and extend it back out. Now, if you feel too wobbly here, just go back to doing a bird dog. So you're going to exhale as you pull the knee and elbow in. Inhale as you extend out. Let's do two more. Good. Bring that right hand, left knee down, and we'll try it on the other side. Again, if you feel like you're too shaky or wobbly, then just do your bird dog, or break it down. Just do your legs, just do the arms. All right. Otherwise, if you're okay, we're going to extend that left arm, right knee, and then meet your elbow and knee in the center. So just adding this little bit of movement challenges that core a little bit more. 2 more. Good. And then go ahead and bring your hand and knee down, and then we'll come into child's pose. Support the head. You can have your knees together or wide, whatever is comfortable for you. And just take a few breaths here. And then extending the arms out in front, coming back up to hands and knees, coming into either puppy pose here, dropping the chest and head down, staying on your knees, or coming into downward facing dog, curling your toes, lifting the chest, or lifting your hips, but then pressing into your hands as you drop the chest and the head down towards the floor. Keep a bend in your knees, and then maybe start extending one leg and then the other. Just warming up those hamstrings. And breathe, continue to breathe. Good. And then with, excuse me, your exhale, go ahead and bring those knees down. And then we'll come up to standing. So remember, you can step a foot forward and come up. You can rock back onto the balls of the feet and come up. Go ahead and fold up your blanket. Good. All right. If you want to have your chair nearby, we will be coming into some balance postures, so you're always welcome to have the chair nearby for that. But first of all, we're going to start in Tadasana. So standing either at the end or in the center of the mat, finding those 4 corners of the feet, having the legs parallel with one another, and the hips stacked over the knees and knees over the ankles. Good. Tighten up the front of the thighs. Lift and tighten the abdominals. Lengthen the spine. Pick the shoulders up. Roll them down the back. Good. As you keep the chin parallel to the floor, gazing forward. Now focus on the ears, so you may have to pull the back of the neck back a little bit because you want your ears right over your shoulders. We tend to kind of bring that head forward. So bring the head back. Good. And then just take a few breaths here, coming back to your nice, even breathing. Good, and then we're going to come into chair pose. So we'll start with an inhale. We're going to do it 2 times. So we'll bring our arms, we'll start here at shoulder height. With your exhale, bend the knees. Push the weight back into the hips. Glance down, make sure you can see your toes and that your knees are in line with your toes. Good. Keep that chest lifted. Continue to breathe. Good. Now with the inhale, come on back up. Just shake it out a little bit. Shake those legs. Now we're going to come into chair again, only we're going to do what we did in down dog, where we lifted one heel and then the other. So we did our walk the dog. Now we're going to do
a little chair walk. All right, here we go. Inhale. Now you can have your arms here at shoulder height, or you can bring them up a little higher if you'd like to. Then exhale, coming back down. Now, focus on those knees. Make sure they're behind your toes and in line with the toes. Then shift the weight to the left. Lift up the right heel. Shift, left, right, left. Good. Keep going. Just a little challenge here. Good. Try it on the left. Good. And then inhale, come on up. Again, just shake it out. And then we're going to come into tree pose. So here's where the chair will help. So if you want to grab the chair, let's bring it over on the right side. So we'll start by shifting the weight into the right leg. Find those four corners of the feet, of the right foot, so you can really root down into the mat. Tighten the front of the thigh. Then the left knee, you're going to turn it out a little bit, about 45 degrees. Now remember, you can bring that left foot over, rest it against the right, keep your toes on the floor. If you need to keep a hand on the chair, you can. Or you can pick it up to the outside of the calf. Or you can pick it up and press it against the inner thigh. And to me, that depends on the kind of pants that you have. Mine are kind of slippery today. So I'm going to stay here on my calf. Bring at least the left hand to the chest here, or maybe let go. Find your gazing point. If you're okay here, again, if you're holding on, then extending that left arm up, or extending both arms. Good. Continue to breathe. Good, and then slowly release those arms, release that left leg, walk it out, and we'll try it on the other side. All right, I'm gonna really ground that left foot down, tighten up the front of the left thigh, tighten the abdominals, bend that right knee, turning that knee out. So again, you're perfectly welcome to balance here, keeping your toes on the floor. But you're in a very narrow stance, so that's a good challenge. Or bringing the foot up and just keeping a hand on the chair. And then bringing the hand to the heart. I usually start here, find my gazing point. If you're okay, then bringing both arms up or holding onto the chair with the left hand. Good. Continue to breathe. Good, and then go ahead and release the arms, release that right leg, and just walk it out, shake it out a little bit. And then we'll put the chair just to the side for right now. You may want it in just a second. We're going to come back to some balancing things. But first we're going to do Warrior One. So we're going to face, if the chair's on your short end of the mat, we're going to come up to the short end. And again, the chair's there if you want to hold on to it. Shift the weight over to the left leg. Bend that right knee. Step your right toes back. And as you press that right heel down, then you're going to bend the left knee. Try to get your knee over the ankle. And then focus on your hips. So you want to turn so your hips are parallel with that short end of the mat. And here's where you may need to keep a hand on the chair because you want to bring the torso up. So if this helps you to get the torso up, then just keep your left hand on the chair. With an inhale, we'll sweep one or both arms up. Focus on that right buttock. So tighten that right buttock. Press into your left heel. Good. Continue to breathe. Good. And then with the exhale, go ahead and release the arms down. Shift the weight forward. Step that right foot forward. And then we'll try it on the other side. Good. So step that left foot back so toes go first. And as you press that left heel down, that's when you want to bend the right knee. Good. Keep your right hand on the chair if that helps you to bring the torso up. Good. And then inhale, sweep those arms up. Tighten that left buttock. Press into the right heel. Pull those shoulders down and breathe. Good, and then with the exhale, go ahead and release those arms. Shift the weight forward. All right, so now we're going to do 2 balancing postures, and then we're going to kind of put them together. So have the chair nearby. The first one is a warrior 3. I would probably bring the chair, if you want to use the chair, over to the right side. I think on the side is going to be easier than in front. So we're going to come back to shifting the weight to the left leg. And you're going to step just your right toes behind you. Now here's where you may want to hold on to the chair. And then bring the arms out in front, just a little bit above shoulder height. Now, this might be a challenge for you right here. So if it is, just work on this. Again, keep a hand on the chair if you need to. If you're okay here, then we're going to try lifting that right foot off the mat and then bending from the hip, bringing the torso forward a little bit. Now you can keep a bend in that left knee, or if you're okay, then straightening. Good, so coming into warrior 3. Good, let's go ahead and inhale, come on back up. Just walk it out a little bit. And then we're going to try it on the other side. All right. So we'll shift the weight over to the left leg. Good. Or to the right leg, I'm sorry. Left toes come behind. And again, start here. Maybe just breathe here. You can put a little bend in the knee if you'd like. And then you're just going to tip from the hip. So you just stay even. Make sure it's from the hip and not from the waist. If you need to keep a hand on the chair, and do that. That's good. And then come on up. All right, walk it out. Now, here's where we're going to put a second posture in here. We're going to come into stork pose. So we'll turn around, start on this side again with the weight in the left leg. Have your hand near the chair if you need to. Then you're going to bend the right knee. So now we're just going to bring the knee up in front and then extend the arms. Good. So we'll balance here. And breathe. Good, and then release the arms down. Let's turn around, try it on the other side. So it's similar to tree, except our knee is to the front rather than out to the side and on the leg. But you're still tightening the abdominals, tightening the standing leg. Good, so the weight is in the right leg now. Good, extending the left. And breathing. Most people find it easier to balance like this than they do in tree. But I think your leg is kind of a counterbalance. Good. All right, let's see if we can put the two together. So again, we're going to add a little movement here, which is going to challenge us. So let's start on this side. The weight's going to go in the left leg. We're going to come back to warrior 3. Okay, so right toes behind you. And it's up to you. Either toes can stay on the floor or you can pick them up. Now, you're going to hold here just for a second or two. Then we're going to sweep the leg forward and arms come up. Good. And then see if you can come back to warrior 2 or warrior 3. Good. And then up to stork. Keep a hand on the chair if you need to. Try it one more time. And up. Good. All right, let's try it on the other side. All right. So weight goes into the right leg, left toes back. Just balance here. And then sweep the arms up. See if you can bring that knee forward. And you'll know one side is just going to be a little harder than the other. Go back to warrior 3. Woo. There's that balance between the movement. If you go too slow, sometimes that throws you off. And then if you go too fast, then it's more momentum. All right, last time here. Good. All right, release it, shake it out. That's tough. All right, let's go ahead and put the chair to the side. We're going to come down on the mat. Make sure you do have your strap nearby. So now we're going to do a side balance. So as you come down on the mat, we're going to come onto our right side. If you do tend to have a hip, like you don't want your hip right on the mat, if you're on a hard surface, go ahead and open up your blanket for a little padding. That's perfectly fine. I might actually do that. All right, so you're going to extend out on the mat on your right side, grab your strap. Now, if you can, I would bend this, let's see, if this is my right leg, your left knee a little bit, because you're going to need that for balance. Then try to get, as you extend your arm out, try to have your arm in line with the shoulder and your shoulder in line with your hips. Then bend your elbow and place your left hand on your head. Good. All right. Except, wait a minute, you're on your right side. So this would be your right hand is holding your right head. This is your left hand. I'm getting myself confused here. All right. Now what you're going to do is you're going to bend that, what did I say, right? Your left knee, take your strap around the ball of the foot, and then holding on to the strap, extend that left leg. Now, if you straighten the right leg, you'll see it's going to be a lot harder because you're just balancing on that side of the body. Good. And breathe. That's why if you bend that bottom leg, it gives you a little more stability. Good. All right, bend that left knee, remove your strap. Let's try it on the other side. So just start by lengthening out. And again, now if you want to bend the right knee or the left knee, that's the left knee for you guys. I don't know. Totally confused myself. All right, bend your elbow, rest your head in your hands, and then you're going to bend the right knee. Now, if you're a little more flexible, you may be able to extend here, or put your strap around your foot, grab it, and extend. And then that lower leg, I mean, the minute I straighten it, boy, it's a new challenge. It's really great for the core because I'm balancing just on my side of the body. Good, keep breathing. And you want to try to keep, again, the shoulders and hips in line. So you can see this side, I'm having a little harder time than the other side. Good. All right. And that right knee. Good. Just relax it out a minute. And then we're going to roll over on our belly. Just put your strap to the side. We're going to use it again in a second here. All right. So you're going to roll over. Again, if you'd like to have your blanket under the pelvis, that's fine. All right. So just go ahead and fold your hands in front of your head so that you can rest your forehead on the back of your hands. So we're going to do what's called half locust pose. All right, so keeping your forehead on your hands, extend the legs, start with the right leg, and then lift it up just a little bit, reach through your big toe and rotate the thigh inward, and then lay that leg back down. Same with the left. Really reach through those big toes. Now, pull your tailbone down towards your heels. Press your pubic bone into the mat. And we're just going to lift the right leg. Good. And bring it down. And up. And down. Now, keep those abdominals tight. Good. A couple more. Good. All right, let's switch legs. And you're reaching through that big toe. Good. Keep the abdominals tight. That will help protect that low back. Just lift and lower. Whatever is okay for you. Good. Let's do one more. Good, and then just rest it out. Just let those muscles relax for a minute. Good, and then reaching through those big toes again, pulling the tailbone down towards the heels, press the pubic bone into the mat, and now we're gonna lift both legs and lower. Keep those abs tight. Two more. Good. All right, relax it out. And then slide those hands underneath the shoulders. Push yourself back up, 2 hands and knees. Go ahead and put your blanket to the side. And then widen your knees to the width of the mat and come into child's pose. Just supporting the head. Good, and then go ahead and we'll come back up to seated position. So bring the legs together. If you want to come up, just sweep the legs to the side. Make sure you do have your strap nearby. And we're going to come into a twist. This way here. So grabbing your blanket again, go ahead and sit up on your blanket. And we'll start by extending the right leg. Have your knee and toes pointing up. Pick up that left foot, just cross it over the right knee. And then inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale, you're going to turn to the left. Take that right hand, wrap it around the left knee, and you're going to hug that left knee in towards you. Bring the right hand or left hand around behind you, and then turn and look to the left. Good. Continue to breathe. Good. And then release the twist back to center. Switch legs. You got it. We're going to the other side. So right foot to the outside of the left knee. Inhale to lengthen. And then exhale as you begin to twist. So you're going to pull those left ribs to the right. Just wrap that left arm around the right knee. Hug it in towards you. Bring that right hand around behind you as you look to the right. Good, and with your next exhale, just release back to center. Go ahead and extend your right leg. Here's where you're going to grab your strap. We're going to come into Paschimottanasana. So what I like to do is to lean over to the left, bring your hand underneath your buttock, and just pull that muscle away from your sits bone, just to the back, and then try it on the other side. And what this does is really helps you root down. You should be able to really feel those sits bones now, either on your blanket or on the mat. And again, sitting up on the blanket helps to tilt that pelvis forward and avoid rounding of the low back. All right, so remember, you're just going to bend a little bit from the hip, keeping the back straight. We'll take our strap, put it around the balls of the feet, holding on to each end of the strap. Walk your hands down. Then you're going to pull the shoulders down the back. Good. Keeping the chest lifted. And depending how flexible those hamstrings are, you may be able to come forward a little bit, but we don't want to round the spine. So you want to bend from the hip. Good, keeping the chest lifted, just the head stays in line with the spine. And then tighten the top of the thighs. So you're tightening your quadriceps, which will help lengthen or relax the hamstrings. So you may be able to feel that you can extend a little bit farther when you do that. Good, and just take a few breaths.
And then with the inhale, go ahead and lift the torso. Release your strap. Just put that strap to the side. And then we're going to come down on our backs. We'll do a little hip opener and then come into Savasana. So whatever you need to make yourself comfortable, go ahead and gather that. Get my blankets ready here. And then rolling onto your side, lowering yourself down to the mat. Coming onto your back. Bending the knees so your feet are on the mat. And then walk your feet out till you feel the edges of the mat. So we're going to do a little hip opener called Windshield Wiper. So we'll start by dropping the knees to the left. Good. Come back to center and drop them to the right. Good. And back to center. So you're just going to do this kind of rhythmic movement here, dropping the knees from one side to the other. And again, there shouldn't be any pain or discomfort. If you want to pause for a couple of seconds, get a nice stretch on either side, go ahead and feel free to do that. Whatever feels good. Let's do it once more each side. Good. And then bringing the knees back together or walking those feet in, then extending the legs down the mat, have your feet, I'm going to scooch up a little bit here, maybe about 6 inches apart or so, and then just letting the feet fall out to the side and then in, so maybe a little wider than that. So you can kind of do the same thing, but on your heels. So just a little in and out, in and out. And again, if you feel like you're tight and you want to stretch, maybe in this external rotation or stretch with the internal, whatever feels good. Good. And then preparing for Savasana, if you want to put your blanket under your head or maybe cover up, put some socks on, things like that. I'm going to come up to seated. Good. So as you make yourself comfortable, extend those arms alongside the body. Rotate the palms so they're facing up, so you open up here through the chest. And then go ahead and close the eyes as you return the attention to the breath. Again, notice the inhale. And notice the exhale. With your next inhale, let the abdomen rise first, then the chest, filling the lungs all the way up to the collarbones. And then with the exhale, slowly release from the collarbones, then the chest, then the abdomen, drawing the navel to the spine. And just take a few of these deep breaths. focus on the physical body. Relax all the muscles from the feet all the way up to the crown of the head, releasing any tension or tightness. And then focus on the mind. Release any thoughts, worries, or anxieties. And with your next inhale, think the word so. And with the exhale, think the word hum, which means I am. Or use any other words or phrase that has meaning to you. And allow yourself just a few moments to completely let go. Begin to deepen your breath. And then start moving your fingers and toes. And then the wrists and the ankles. And when you're ready, bending both knees and rolling onto your right side in a fetal position. And taking a few breaths here. And then using your left hand to support you, pushing yourself back up into your seated position. keeping the body relaxed and the eyes closed for another moment. Focus on the intention that you set at the beginning of the practice. And then we'll take one more deep cleansing breath. So take a nice big inhale and exhale it all out. And then go ahead and lift your head and open your eyes. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.